I do not own any copyright to this song. I do not own any copyright to this song.
All pirates, yes, they rob by. Sold died to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit. But my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation, triumphantly. Won't you live to sing another song of freedom? It's all I ever had. Redemption flows.
Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, family. Welcome, family. How are we doing? I know right now there's a hurricane going on, and well, in the passing throughout the Caribbean, and of course the southern state of the United States. I pray that God keep you guys safe and sound. I am on my part. We're doing great. My family is awesome, and we're just gonna keep our finger crossed and pray that God protect us and send that hurricane right back on in the ocean. And I know how they do. They always listen. We cannot put anything past those Neanderthals. We cannot put anything past those Neanderthals. I read information on her, and conspiracy theory out there saying that they take these technologies and they throw them, in the poor countries, and then collect all this money. They don't really help us with all the money that they've collected or everything that was donated to them. And however, go get a little tiny handful of us and bring us to their bigotry, racism, okay, white supremacies, all foolishness, and think that they did us a favor. Knowing that now we're fully awake and our government is fully awake as well. We know darn well they're not doing us any favor. They have never done us a favor. When they do one thing for us, they've done 1,000 for them. Stories for other day. I have a subscriber who brought to my attention. She said, Kathleen, what do you mean about African diet? I've heard you mention African diet a lot. What do you mean about African diet? And I was like, okay. And it's okay. It's okay. Because, we have been wiped out of our history, out of our culture, out of our heritage. Okay? So it's okay for one of our brothers and sisters not to understand the full extent of certain things, and certain things that we do. And that's why it is essential that we integrate and migrate within our culture. Okay? Because, and it is true, certain of our brothers and sisters, they're not fully aware and they don't know, okay, of certain things. So we have to go and break it down to them. And that's why I stressed out to you guys. That's why I stressed out to you guys. I said, please, the movement, we need to use any means and all means necessary so that we can group ourselves, unite ourselves, so that we can be successful in our movement. And what I mean about that is that we have to exchange culture, okay? We have to exchange culture. We have to exchange heritage. We have to embrace one another. And that's exactly what I am about to do right now. My sister called me and told me that she does not understand what I mean about the African diet, And I said to myself, I'll break it down to her a little bit, but I said I'm going to do a little video and kind of like explain it. And of course, I don't have all the materials, all the tools to really explain the African diet, but I can start off by telling you guys that yes, the African diet indeed is the original diet for men, and the African diet indeed shows and have been proven that when we eat the way we eat, okay, we don't have what they call Western medication, which is, when I was in nursing school, yes, they did tell us. I mean, I can, as racist as I know my professors were, okay, for the most part, 90% of them, because we did have two good instructors. But however, they stressed out in the nursing school that yes, you do have Western disease, and yes, you do have Western diet, okay? And I'm not gonna go through the Western disease, but I'm just gonna go overview of just the African diet in comparison to the Western diet. What is the African diet? We all know the essential diet that we need, okay? They measure them and all of that. I'm not going to go to all those details. These are stories for other day. The African diet, I will tell you, includes proteins. It includes vegetables. It includes minerals. It includes vitamins and all the good stuff that they have on the pyramid. However, the African diet was not supposed to have dairy. Okay, dairy was something that was forced upon our people, was forced upon us. Okay, no human goes around and take other human milk, okay, for the rest of their life. So even the baby mammal, okay, don't drink their mom's milk for the rest of its life. Let alone we have no business eating cheese, eating yogurt, milk and all that. We have no business. We have intolerance for it. Science studies have shown that we do have intolerance for it. We should not be eating stuff like that. However, the African diet is all the pyramid that they show you, except for dairy and meat. Except for dairy and meat. And I will tell you, coming from the island, when I meet up with my African people, we all can attest to it. Listen, and even my brothers and sisters of Black American, listen, they'll make a meal out of hot sauce. Okay, so people telling you eating vegetables only or eating protein and all that, grains and all that, grains, the diet, the food is boring. No, the food will not be boring, because there's a lot of stuff that we do. Okay, and all we do is take habanero pepper or chili pepper or jalapeno. Okay, listen, we'll give you a nice soup. The African call it soup, but in Haiti, we don't call it soup. We call it legume, or we would call it sauce. We would call it sauce. But in Africa, they call it soup. But anyway, once you have your carb or you have your grain, you can make any vegetable. If you're in Africa, they're going to say soup. If you're in the Caribbean, they're going to say sauce. What's the sauce? Where is the sauce? That's what we call it. Okay? But anyway, so our diet is supposed to be consistently with the grain of vegetables, with everything else, but excluded meat and dairy. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys, okay? Show you guys few of little African dishes that to me, most of my Black American friends find it. Some of them who are born in who raised or have been around farm, around a lot of farmers market, they can relate to some of the roots, but some of them, or some of the grain, but some of them, it is like completely like, wow, what is that? How do you cook that? How do you fix it? That's the way it is to some of them. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just go a little overview of what the African diet is and how it's and what do we eat. And another thing I wanna stress out, guys, is that our slave. I want to use another name for slave. I really don't want to call my people slave anymore. I wouldn't say I'm gonna find a name to call my people except for slave, because I don't want to relate to my people as slaves. But anyway, the Africans that came from Africa and they spread them out throughout the Caribbean, they told the masters, okay, I don't even want to call them master. I'll say the kidnapper. Okay, let's go with kidnappers. How about that? They told the kidnappers, okay, or the adult napper, let's call it adult napper. They told the adult nappers, can you please, we cannot eat, you kill the Indians, because the Indian had a nice diet, okay? You kill the Indians, and now, you want us to eat like you're eating, and we can't eat how you eating. Can you please bring, such and such and such and such, for us, because that's how we eat. And did, Lord behold, they did. They went to the of course they went back to Africa and they got a lot of stuff. So that's why you would see a lot of stuff spread out throughout the Caribbean, that when our African, now 2019, when our in the 21st century, when our African brothers would go on the continent or compare our food, they're like, yeah, we do it like that, but we don't fix it like that. Yes, this is how we do it, but we twist it. It's the same food, the same cooking. Yes, that's how. So I tell people, I tell the Spanish people, okay, the Spanish black, or the less coarse hair, light skin, who claim that they are Spanish, they're not black, however they want to name it or call it. I tell them, if you consume plantain, if you consume green banana, if you consume malanga, if you consume name, if you consume root, if you consume yucca, my dear, they don't have this in Spain. They don't have that in Spain. That is African diet. That is African food, because they do not have soil, or Europe is not as tropical as Africa. The United States is not as tropical as Africa. These things, a lot of the time, they cannot grow here. They can grow in tropical environment. They spread throughout the Caribbean, South America. And how did they get there? Do your research. Our forefathers, our ancestors, okay, brought them to the Caribbean. So if you claim that I know black, I Spanish, I know black, I Dominican, I know black, I Puerto Rican, and you eating monfongo, you eating trifongo, yuca, green banana, green plantain, and sweet plantain, mixed together, mashed or pounded, and then they make that, they call that monfongo. If you love monfongo, if you like monfongo, señorita, mujer, hombre, okay, tú es una negra, una negro. I'm sorry, y'all. But anyway, if you eat stuff like that, yes, you are black, because that's a black food, okay? We don't have that in Europe. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and show you an ideal African dish, my dear sister. And like I tell you, my sister, I have told her when I spoke to her, and for you guys, if it's this kind of like new to you guys, I want you to find you an immigrant friend, okay? And these things, they take time to cook. You cannot just go and think that you could just get them, and while you're taking a shower, they get ready in the oven. No, they take time to cook. And you have to cook hot meal, pot meal, at least 2 or 3 or 4 times a week. You cannot be eating out. Find you an immigrant friend, find you a black friend, an African friend, a Caribbean friend, and so they can teach you. And you can also teach them how you cook your greens, how you cook your, I know black American love black eyed peas, how you cook your black eyed peas and rice, how you cook your black eyed peas, how you cook your black eyed peas and rice, and all of that. We have to do that. It is part of that global black movement. I want you guys to hold on a second. I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the things that I prepared just to share. Things that I have just around the house. I didn't go shopping for them, but just things that laying around. I just gathered them up and put them together. And I'm going to show you an ideal African dish. Thank you. Yes, guys, welcome back. What I was going to show you was few things. I just gathered few things in my house so I can show you, okay? And yes, indeed, I will tell you, one of our breakfasts, like in the Caribbean, we'll eat like a banana. You can eat the banana anytime. Literally, it doesn't matter. You don't have to eat banana in the morning. And we have sugar cane. This is white sugar cane. But I will tell you, anybody who's from the Caribbean will tell you they prefer to have the black sugar cane, because anything black tastes sweeter and it's better. Yes, indeed, I've had the black one. I bought this color one, the green one, because the black one was not available. Okay, so that's why I got this one. But anyone from the Caribbean will tell you, hey, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. But anyways, this is something that we snack on. See, that's why certain diseases that we don't have in the island. But when they deforest our food, okay, our forest, we can't grow these things. This is another fruit again we also eat in the Caribbean. Okay, this is another fruit again we also eat in the Caribbean. And this one again is another fruit. I'm gonna cut this one so you can see the inside. This is a cactus, this is a cactus fruit. And this is the inside. Sometimes the inside can be white. Okay, sometimes the inside can be white. Okay, and sometimes the inside can be red, but delicioso. I'm gonna eat it when I'm through with you guys. But anyway, of course, avocado. Oh my goodness, Haitian love avocado with bread. And one thing I noticed that Caribbean or Haitian and African, they're like them big, massive dough, them big bread that when you eat half of that bread, listen, that could be your breakfast alone. A banana and a piece of avocado and a massive and a big amount of bread. Listen, that will hold you down until lunch. Haitian love avocado with bread and banana. Or something you could peanut butter in the banana, whatever. But anyway, yeah, these are the, and then this right here is my this right here is mint. Okay, listen, we just get that mint with warm water because you know nobody boil leaves anymore because we find out we're not supposed to be boiling our leaves. Our leaves supposed to be steamed. Or in your smoothie, you can take the leaves and you just pour them in your smoothie. Okay, you can just pour them in your smoothie, and then we pour hot water in the cup, and that's it. Oh my goodness, I'm dropping stuff. But anyway, yeah, and then of course the ginger and the aloe. I eat that often, very often. I eat them just like that. But anyway, this is when I was referring to African diet. Apart from grain, we have grain. Okay, we have grains. Okay, like wheat, bulgur, rice. Corn is not an African diet, but it was imported, okay, to Africa from South America, because plant is a hybrid of other plant that the Indian, that's the Indian, the native were good on plant. That's that's their grain that's from South America. That is not our African food. Research it. What I'm telling you, you'll find out that maize. In Africa, they call it maize. In Haiti, we call it maïs. In America, it's corn. Okay, and you can do a million things with that corn. You know, corn flakes, all of that. But anyway, apart from grain, this is African. This is what the African brought to the island. This right here. This is the yellow yam. Okay. This is the yellow yam. Woo, delicious. And this one is good because it's so pretty. This one is pretty. Okay, yellow yam. And this is white yam. Very good again. And this is yuca. And this is malanga. My Jamaican friend. You don't have to see me. You can see it? Okay. Yes, guys. This is malanga. I thought that Haitian, they peel it, they grate it, they put season in it, and then they fry it. And Jamaican tell me they do the same thing too. And that's like a snack. That's if you want something fried. But normally we would boil it, and then make like stew sardine. But we know we're trying to stay away from canned food. Or we make stew fish, or we make stew vegetables. Okay, get a lot of vegetables and make stew vegetables. And listen, anytime you're making stew vegetables, once you have that habanero pepper, you good. That thing gonna be so good, so delicious. You know, all you do is take some palm oil, because on the continent they use a lot of palm oil. And the Caribbean we use a lot of palm oil too. You deep fry that palm oil. You take some of your spices. Okay, you let it fry a little bit. You take some of your spices. You let your spices fry a little bit, and then you put your vegetable, and you put your habanero pepper, and you boil this. Meal is ready, girls. But anyway, this is in Haiti we call, in my area, because different area name this different things. In my area we call it poba, but I was told there's somewhere else in the central part of Haiti. When I went in the central part of Haiti, I think 5 years ago, I've heard somebody call this matete. So, you know, and the green banana, this is green banana. You gotta cook it to eat it. You can boil it, and then you eat it with sardine, or we eat it with eggs. I don't eat eggs, so I normally would eat it with like a steamed spinach and stuff like that, or steamed vegetables. And this is plantain. Okay, this we don't like to give this to kids under 10 years old because it will cause severe constipation. You know, when it's green, we like to give the kids this because this is lighter. It's not going to cause so much constipation. And this is sweet potato. This inside of it is white. Oh my goodness, I love that sweet potato. These are all the roots that I was referring to African diet. Because listen, first of all, America and Europe, they find these things to be time consuming. America is very passive. Even when they didn't have time in the area at the early 1900s, late 1800s, they didn't even want to be bothered with these things. Okay? They don't eat these things. But this is what black people are supposed to be eating. This is our diet. Okay? Not sandwich, not tuna sandwich, not cornflakes, not burger, not hot dog, not pizza. No, these are supposed to be our diet. And this is beet. Okay? Like Haitian normally would boil a green plantain, or they would boil a malanga, or even all three, or whatever they choose to boil, and then they would of course steam this. That's beets. Okay, and then they would put it on the side with the plantain, and then they'll make their stew vegetables. Yes, guys, like I was telling you, you know, they either boil them with light salt. Some people don't like to put salt in them, but some people like to put a light salt, and then they make their stew. So can you imagine? I want you guys to close your eyes, and I want you guys to think about it. They boil these with salt or without salt, and you get all your vegetables, okay? And you take your palm oil again. The aroma of palm oil is very nice, very good, okay? And then you mash your vegetables or whatever, and you mash your spice, and that was it. We did not really need meat. We did not have a need for meat. That's why we were not eating meat like that. Meat came to Africa to us. I would say thousands of years ago. Okay, we did not eat meat like that. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna show you a Haitian épice, a Haitian spice. My hand is already. You can pause. Yes. Okay, guys, I'm back. My hand is clean right now. Guys, this is Haitian spice. What is Haitian spice? Onion. Garlic. You can put cilantro if you have cilantro, but this is green onion. And then of course I mash it. Okay? I mash it. And look how it look. I mash it. Okay? I mash it. Okay. And then now, and this is, like I told you guys, my hand is already clean. Okay? My hand is already clean. And this is my fish. I had to wash my... Hey, I'm going to tell you something about fish. I don't eat fish. I don't eat any more meat in my household. But my kids still do eat meat. So my daughter, she wanted me to cook some fish for her. And my kids are very familiar with these food. They're very familiar with it. Listen, they'll give up a pizza, a burger, any of those food for stuff like that when they see that I'm cooking stuff like that. They like stuff like that. But anyway, this is already clean. And we don't, the island, we don't eat fish without its head. If the fish does not have a head, we're not gonna eat it. And of course, we scale it. Already scale, and then we wash it. We wash it with lime zest. We wash it with lime zest. Okay, we wash it with lime. Okay, we wash it with lime, and salt and vinegar. Don't let. Hey, listen, family. We're family now, and I know you guys were already like that. Don't listen to them white people telling you don't wash your doggone meat. No, you don't need to wash your doggone meat. That's a lie. Okay, it's not like we having the meat all over the house, but we have it in a container. We wash it with salt and lime. Haitian, listen, Haitian even wash their downtown with this. Their downtown, after your cycle, Haitian will take this and wash their, pour it in the water and just rinse it out for a little bit to kill odor, bacteria, whatever. I'm not saying put it inside your vagina. Okay, not vagina, well, vagina, because the outside called vulva, but the inside called vagina. You don't put this inside the vagina, but you can wash your vulva with this. With some water of that, you can wash your vulva with it, okay? But anyway, we wash our meat. We wash our meat with lime. Sometimes we have a sour orange and salt and vinegar. We let it sit for a good, like, 30-45 minutes, and then we go cook. That's why when you're eating our meat, you're not going to have the raw smell. The raw smell we call senti cuit. That's how we call that smell. We call it senti cuit. But anyway, smell raw. You're not going to have that. But anyway, I had already washed it so many times. You pour some lime. We pour lime. You see how natural it is? So that's why when we're in the Africa or in the Caribbean, certain things we don't really have, because the process, the way we do stuff, we put time. Listen, we make it a ritual. We make it a ritual. We put time. Okay, we put time in our spice. This is the spice. Okay, it has clove in there. It has clove. Okay, it got clove in there. This is how we marinate it. We marinate it. Okay, we're gonna marinate this. Okay, and it got thyme. It got thyme in there. Okay, this is the thyme. Make it smell so good. Okay, no, I haven't put any salt in there. I'm gonna show you what I put in there. Okay, this is it. And we take the juice. Okay, we make sure we take all the juice. We put the juice in here. Okay, you see, we marinate. Guys, when I finish, I'm gonna have to clean this. I'm in the kitchen, so when I'm finished, I'm gonna have to wipe down. Make sure I don't have anything scattered all over. But anyway, this is how it is. See, now it is well marinated. And then when we clean our fish, okay, when we clean it, we take the scale. You're not gonna see any scale. You're not gonna see any scale, because we scale it down. All around here, scale down. All this scale. And I trim this, I trim that. Okay, and the head again as well. Okay, you take all the blood clot right here, all the blood clot, and you even go right here. You go right here, you lift, there's a membrane right there. You lift the membrane, and then after, Haitian will tell you, oh, the nose. They'll tell you the nose of the fish. Okay, we take the nose of the fish, and I cut it so vinegar could penetrate in the nose of the fish. And then at the bottom of the fish, the Haitian like to call it lombrite, which is belly button. Lombrite, which is belly button. We cut the belly button out, okay, and then cut it out. So now this is nice. No salt in this yet, just vinegar. Not vinegar, lime. Okay, and I have already shown you. I'm gonna take this off already. This is already marinated. This is already marinated. This is ready to go. Okay, I'm gonna take this off. I had to use my glove because I'm doing a video. I don't want to keep touching stuff. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna toss this out. Okay, yeah. See, it didn't get into my hand. Good. Okay. Now I had clove in there and the spice. Okay, I had clove. Okay, in the spice, I had green onion, garlic, onion again. Okay, and I mash it down. Hey, listen, my sister, my brothers, I came to the state at 10 years old. Listen, I am so proud of my heritage and my culture. I stick to it 100%. 100%. Not a Haitian food I cannot throw down. You see that right there? My kids I'm gonna make sauce with it. What we call sauce, but in Africa they call it stew. But we call it sauce. And then I'm gonna put it right here. Okay? I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna show you. Oh, I'm gonna show you. I'm pinching myself. Okay, I'm gonna show you in a minute. Let that soak, and I'm gonna make a nice stew with that. If you like what you see, find you a near Haitian restaurant. Go to a Haitian restaurant. If you like what you see, go to a Haitian restaurant and say, give me a stew fish. It's gonna be exactly like this. Exactly like that. Exactly like that. And you could do that a million ways. You can do this a million ways. But the way I'm going to do this, when I'm doing it for my kids, I'm going to take a little bit oil, take a little bit of tomato, let it fry until it changes color, golden brown, and pour it in there and turn the stove, okay, and let it cook for like 15 minutes. And then when there are a lot of water from the vegetables, from the onion, the bell pepper. It's gonna be a lot of water, and then I'm gonna just take the stove. You don't put spoon in it because you're gonna scatter the meat. Okay, I'm gonna take the stove and just shake it like real original OG. Okay, I'm an original. When it comes to Haitian food, I'm an original OG. And then I'm gonna go ahead and let it put a little bit more water, and then put a little bit salt and taste it to make sure that it tastes good. I got enough salt, I meant to say. And then boil plantain, boil green banana. My kids love. That's the yellow yam. Jamaica is America's second provider of yam. When you go to Save-A-Lot, you see yam, but a lot of the time it's from Jamaica. Okay? And the white yam, Okay, the white yam right here. Okay, they're gonna. It's like they taste like potato, except for this one. This one is sweet. This one is sweet. Okay, and then a yuca, my two favorite. These are my two favorite. The yuca and the yellow yam. Oh my goodness, listen, I love it with stew fish. I love it. And a slice of avocado. I love it. But anyway, that's what I meant about the African diet, guys. You cannot eat these with the natural spice. That was a natural spice. Nothing from the bottle. Nothing from the bottle was sprayed on that. Nothing in the bottle was sprayed on that. Okay? And then you cannot eat that and eat this and then you're gonna have some kind of disease. No. That's why they hate on us. That's why they don't like us. That's why they divorce in our country. Listen, if we are comfortable in our home, what the hell do we need in America? First of all, black people don't like cold weather. We don't like the cold. We deal with it, but we don't like it. And plus, when we work, 80-90% of our money goes to the Neanderthal, to bills. We're not used to that. And plus, you see this fish right here? This fish right here cost me $35. $35. So that means, and this, listen, it's only, the only person that's going to eat that is my two daughters, and my one son. They're the one who eat meat. And that's one cook right there, one cook. Because I don't eat no more meat anymore. I got one daughter that don't eat meat and one son that don't eat meat. Okay? So eating is expensive. But in the island, this thing was readily available. You need fish, somebody hop on their boat, they go get fish. Whatever we need, we go and go get it. See, that's why they put all this chaos, all this disaster in our country, so that we could keep coming here and work, and we can't even eat. Because even that piece of yam right there, that piece of yam itself costs $6. And that is something that I could eat in one round. Okay? This right here costs $5. This plantain was like $2 for $1. Okay? Things are expensive. Okay? But this is African diet. That's what I'm referring to, African diet. But however, the only difference is, with the African cooking, they like to put pepper. What's the habanero pepper? They like to put a lot of pepper. They cook with a lot of pepper. Which in Haiti, we don't cook too much with a lot of pepper. Yeah, the habanero pepper. Okay, see, we don't cook too much with a lot of pepper. Okay, but they put I'm not even gonna mash it. It's just gonna give it an odor, a smell. But anyway, guys. If you have any question, or if you have any comment, or if you want to add up something, please go in the description box. Thank you, guys. I love you all. We're family. Let's stay integrated and migrated within each other's cultures. See you next time. Black don't crack and die. Black don't crack and die. Black multiply. Thank